I'm Max.
And I'm Sam.
And this is Movies Actually, our fresh take on new releases from both the box office and the streaming box as well. And on this episode, we are talking about the new release, The Conjuring, Last Rites, what I'm guessing is going to be the final installment in the Conjuring franchise?
Well, we'll see. As many people have said already before, until the inevitable reboot.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. So this is the, again, new release, came out on the 5th of September. Directed by Michael Chavez, who also directed The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, as well as The Nun 2.
The Nun 2 and The Curse of La Llorona.
That's it. And, of course, starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. And, of course, starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Vera McGee.
Vera McGee! Old Farmer McGee! Let's not do that again. Starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I can't say it. You say it. I'm sorry, I give up. You say it.
Starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Thank you. As Ed and Lorraine Warren.
So, what can I say? Alright, well, for starters, this is a step up. It's an improvement from The Devil Made Me Do It, which was a disappointing film, especially when watching it yesterday in preparation for this. I realised I had already seen it and had completely forgotten about its existence in my head. Just shows you how impressive The Devil Made Me Do It was.
It's bad, isn't it, when you actually delete a movie from your memory?
Yeah, just gone. Completely gone from my memory. I didn't even realise until 2/3 of the way through, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute, I know what's going to happen next. This is definitely a step up from that. It's got more atmosphere. Definitely. Quite a bit more atmosphere. And it has a handful of somewhat decent spooks / jump scares, but
pie,
and there is a big but,
chunky asses.
I feel like the film is spending a little too much time on its characters and not enough time on the story. And it doesn't just do that in like one big chunk and then gets on with the story. The story stops repeatedly for family drama, for character drama, and it slows down repeatedly, just as it's building some momentum and some atmosphere. It creates this weird tonal dissonance. It left me feeling a little cold.
I know what you mean. I think there was a point, maybe about an hour and 10 minutes in, and there was a change of scene, and in the back of my head I just went, back to the plot then.
Yes.
I must admit, I agree. It's not bad, as you say.
Oh, no, it's not bad.
No,
it's not
bad. And it is definitely a step up from the last one. Which, again, I mean, I must admit, I didn't mind The Devil Made Me Do It. It felt like it was something different, but there was definitely more of an atmosphere that felt more consistent with a Conjuring film in this. Although, it did make me think that... do you think Michael Chavez has a bit of a hand fetish?
Oh, you know what, that's a very good point. There was a lot of that in The Devil Made Me Do It as well, wasn't there? Yeah.
Creepy hands that disappear when you look at them and things.
It is a bit of a motif for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say that. Bit of a motif, yeah.
But yeah, I think, and again, I would agree with Sam, that is one of the biggest problems with this, is the characters and the family life of the Warren has superseded what was the original premise and purpose of these films, which is to present the cases that they worked on. The case doesn't feel as tacked on as it did in The Devil Made Me Do It, but yeah, it's definitely not the prime focus of the story, and it really should be. That's what people come to these films for. That's what really worked about the first and the second one. I mean, you've got a whole, what was it, about 15 minutes on Ed's birthday?
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it was and really that was only there. Yes, okay, there's a few plot beats in there, but most of it was member berries. Hey, do you remember this character from the first film? We'll just pop him in here, just so, continuity.
Yeah, there are a lot of member berries in this. I mean, it's not as egregious as some films, so I won't sin it too badly, but there was a definite sense of member berries. Also in the ending scene.
Yes,
at
absolutely.
the end, there was a lot of that as well. I mean, I get it. This is supposed to be the send-off for the Warrens. It's supposed to be their big finale. Mm-hmm. And so there's going to be some indulgence in the characters. But I just feel that Chavez went too far.
Yes. I mean, it's another one, when I had a very, very brief look at it. And again, I've never really been a huge fan of this. I mean, this film had 4 writers.
Did it? I'd have to admit, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, it had 4 writers and Chavez isn't any of them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which obviously he has history with the franchise, but as a director, you should really have some hand in the screenplay and the writing of the story, because this is your vision, this is what you're going to be putting on screen. And if you're not involved in that, and even at the conceptual level,
yeah,
that's a bit troubling. I think the main problem with the film, and again, as I said when we came out of the cinema, it's a good half an hour too long.
Yeah, it is.
And all of the family stuff that's in it, it's good, but a clever director and writer would have factored those elements and evoked that sensation in a plot that was more focused on the case they are supposed to be investigating.
Yeah.
You could have included that while still ramping up, their focus on their investigation. They hand-wave too much stuff that's kind of synonymous with this franchise. Things like looking into the history of a place, finding out what was here before. That's all kind of a bit wishy-washy in this.
Well, as you pointed out, they didn't even bother to find out the name of the so-called supposed demon that's involved in the case. And that's like such a big thing of the early movies.
Yeah. Things like that, which is a shame, which is a real shame. As you say, because they're leaning so much more on the sentimentality of it, because it is their swan song. Unfortunately, you get rid of the some of the factual meat that made these films work. Certainly made the first two work. Xadrum is more than just curious content on YouTube. We're also a small publishing house with books covering a range of genres from 1940s pulp adventure to children's novels and even a touch of the macabre for those who like their literature on the dark side. Our titles are available in both paperback and ebook formats. Ebooks are available on Amazon, but physical copies can only be bought exclusively through our website at xadrum.com. Jeff's got enough cash as it is, so why not help us little guys grow and thrive? Links can be found in our banner and in the description to all of our videos, and we look forward to helping you indulge your itch for escapism. We both enjoyed it, obviously. We don't want to diss it that much, but I suppose, and again, this comes up to something you were saying last night when we were watching the third one. It doesn't, that one didn't feel like a Conjuring film, and I suppose none of these films now are going to feel like a Conjuring film because James Wan is not at the helm.
Yes, he's got a very distinctive vision and style, hasn't he?
Yes, and so it's almost like, is it as good a Conjuring film as we can get, considering that the man behind the whole furore in the first place isn't behind the camera?
Well, my feeling is that, I mean, obviously, I've only seen two of his films. I haven't watched The Nun 2 or La Llorona yet, but it's very workmanlike.
Yeah, it's a good description, yeah.
Speaking of vision, I mean, that's the thing. I think I struggled. I mean, this film is, again, better than the last film, but it's still very workmanlike, sort of by the numbers in a lot of places. Apart from the hand fetish that Max just mentioned, there really isn't much in the way of an obvious directorial vision happening. It's focused on telling its not its story, but telling about the characters and everything without an overarching or a standout vision or quality or theme.
Yeah, I mean, again, what I was thinking about as well towards the end of the film, again, comparing it to the first one, you've got 8 people living in this house and you don't really feel like you know any of them. Whereas with the first one, you really knew who the Perrons were. Yeah.
I don't remember any of the characters' names.
No, not really. Catherine was one of them. I think it was the little girl who owned the doll.
Oh, right.
I think she's the only one. Yeah. And I only remember that because Judy mentions it. That says her name a few times.
Yeah.
And that's a real shame. You could have shaved down some of the family stuff just on the Warrens and just to give some bit more depth on the Smalls, on the family in question, which would have been nice. That's something that you could have done easily.
Yeah. I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to say that the stuff that I have the problem with when it comes to the family dynamic stuff is, I think, the stuff with the boyfriend.
Okay.
I think at the beginning, the first hour of the movie, he's spending way too much time worrying about the boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And that is what's dragging the runtime out, and it's dragging the scenes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, as you said earlier, a talented screenwriter could have chopped 5 minutes off of some of those scenes and made it leaner, and we still would have gotten what we wanted from the interaction with the boyfriend.
Absolutely. Yeah, spot on. I mean, by the sounds of it, so this came out on the 5th, we've seen it today, so this is the 7th today. Mm-hmm. So I did have a very quick look. So it was made for a budget of $55 million. and seems to be doing okay. It's taken 83 in its first weekend.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good then. We've been sitting here and griping. Like Max said, it is by no means a bad film. It's not bad. It's a good film. It just wasn't as great as the first two Conjuring films have led me to expect. You know, they set the bar pretty high with those first two films. And it's unfortunate that neither of these sequels, these most recent sequels, have really met that bar. But it's still a perfectly good watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would say, especially if you're a horror fan, do go and see it. You know, most of the time. Anyway, you don't need me to say, you know, if you're a horror fan, horror films work best, like sci-fi films, work best in the movies. So go and give it a look. Hopefully you won't get a guy sitting next to you muttering to his mate all the way through the film.
Why did you make a gesture like that was me?
No, sorry. It's because I was sat on that side and there was somebody else this side of me. Shit. Sorry, yes. But yeah. But no, do go and give it a look. Pay us some money, you know. I mean, cinema could really use all of our support. And yeah, it's worth the money. So go and have a look. I'm giving it a 1, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. Solid watch.
Again, few gripes aside, but obviously I'm sure you and your friends will have a similar conversation when you come out of it yourselves. So, as always, thank you for joining us. And of course, if you do like what we do here, then please do all the usual. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be kept apprised of new content. And as always, look after yourselves, look after one another, and we'll see you next time.
As always, guys, DTFN.